the top 5 cars as things stand. Verstappen, Ricciardo, Norris, Perez and Hamilton. Currently the fastest lap is at 1 minute 32.3. We don't have the data for that, I'm afraid. That's just 30 seconds left in the session.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Verstappen, Ricciardo and Lando Norris. With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. Welcome along to Las Vegas, and Formula One might be in the middle of the Nevada desert, but who'd have thought it? It's raining out there. Now, how will that affect the drivers as they race along the strip? Well, tonight we go racing around the bright lights of Las Vegas, 3.8 miles under the Nevada night sky and thousands of neon lights. There are landmarks everywhere you look, punctuating the 17 corners and 2 DRS zones. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Perez, Daniel, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Ocon, Leclerc, Albon, Stroll, Hauger, Bottas, Magnussen, Hamilton, Liam Lawson, Joe, Sainz, Sargent, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And with me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson.
And they can do it for sure, as long as they don't dwell too much on the position. At the end of the day, there's only one way to go racing, and that's to give it everything you've got. Either your best is good enough to stay in the hunt, or it's not. There's no point giving any less than 100%.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap, please. We're loading the gears, so let's go through them all if you can. Right, let's focus now for the rest of the race. Okay, safety car deployed. Okay, the underbody's taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon. Okay, go, go, go! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. All right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. Okay, clear. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do. Okay, information on Bottas. They've got some kind of mechanical problem. Okay, mate, we might need to look at a new race strategy after that. I've got some options for you, so go and check your MFD. Copy that. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please. Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Bottas is ahead of you now. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 6 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. They seem to have an issue, and the time last lap was a 1:40.5. Gap to the car in front is 13.3 seconds. Push now, we're boxing this lap. Okay, and that's a red flag. Red flag. Keep the delta positive, and let's have you straight to the pit lane, please. This is essentially a free stop, so let's think very carefully about our strategy for the rest of this race. Right. Again. lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. Ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 0.8 seconds. Their tyres are just 1 lap old. Time last lap was a 1:44.1. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. Second place, we're in second place. Our gap to the car in front is 5.8 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Piastri's behind you now. We're leading the car behind by 2.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. lap of the race, final lap.
That's a spectacular victory, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
And it's another title in the bag for Red Bull after a long and hard-fought season. They've built an astonishing car this year, and the glory they'll be taking back to Milton Keynes is fully deserved. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.